Well, what are we fixing today? Today in Wisconsin, it's March. It's spring. The snow is going away. It's looking pretty nice out there. I was thinking about the weather. Let's do a weather thing. So today we're going to work on how Home Assistant does its automatic default, whatever you want to call it. This is the weather integration that comes built in. It's the one that they suggest. It took me a while to figure out. I don't know. I didn't like it much in the beginning. I was used to DarkSky, kind of like that. And then Apple bought DarkSky. And now DarkSky is being deprecated from general use, and it's only going to be an iOS product. Well, it was nice while it lasted. I know it was free. They can do what they want with it. We'll find something else. So here's what we do. The MET.no weather integration is the default one that comes with Home Assistant. Kind of looks like this. I'm going to show you how to make it prettier instead of static. Make it move on its own. That's cool. And we're going to use it to connect our lights so that when it's cloudy, the outside lights are allowed to come on if they want to. Let's go there. So today we're going to go kind of through the web post I made for this. There isn't going to be a lot of typing, just a little bit. I set this up to give you a reference going forward, but I thought we'd go through it to start with. We are obviously going to set up something that runs on this as opposed to running on this, because this is going away. It's currently available if you had the integration or if you used the API before, I think, August of last year or something like that. You were allowed to keep using it, and that will go on until end of 2021. So whatever the end of 2021 means, I assume December 31st. Don't know for sure, but either way, it's going away soon. So we need to find a different way to do things that we do. If you go to the DarkSky API now, this is what you see. It says you can log in if you're already in there, but we're not accepting new signups. And there's a blog post about it. I have that posted in here. In the text here, you can look it up and you can read about it. What we're going to do here now, though, is we're going to take the first part of this. We're going to take weather card, which is, hang on, this is my Home Assistant instance, and this is the weather card that's running in there. What we're going to do is set this so that these are cool. If you go into HACS and into front end, you can add a theme. And the theme we're going to add, I have already added it. Follow your directions. And to load HACS if you need to. And that's linked in here. And also, there it is. Those links are in the web post. Right here. Animated weather card and HACS. And like I say in here, if you need help with this, I'm not going to go through this today. There's a lot of guys out there that have done videos on how to add HACS and add things. Animated weather card is really just a font that goes in very easily. If you want more help, I'm on Discord. My links are in the article here. You can ping me up and ask me questions. I'm good with that. Once you load this card, it comes up and it looks like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to change the font in this card. I could show you quickly how to bring up the card. You go over here. You see that up there? can't see the pop-up, but it's, you go over this shish kebab menu. It says Open Lovelace UI Menu. We're going to do that, and then we're going to say Edit Dashboard. Bink. It comes into this mode, and then if I want to add a card, I'll just add another one of these and show you. Here, add a card. You can see that, good. And you scroll through here, and this is how easy it is to add a weather card. This weather card, boom. And then you say save if you want to just save it. However, we're going to change the theme, the font here. So we're going to go over here to, see that okay? Making sure there, guys. We're going to go over here to animated weather card and use that theme. And save. So now you can see we have two versions of this. If you want to clear this back into the regular mode, you say X. Now you can see it's sunny out, and this is what the old card looked like, and this is what the new one looks like. It randomly changes from moving and not to save on I don't know what, but the sun will turn. The sun turns behind the clouds. Sun turns here. See it's turning. Sun turning behind the clouds. Here on Wednesday, it's supposed to rain here, so we got little drops there, and then there's like snow and wind and whatever. There's all kinds of cool ones in there. I like this much better. It's just because it's so cool. I'll pop back in here, edit dashboard. I'm gonna come over here to this card since it doesn't have the pretty font theme on it, and I'm just gonna blow it away. Delete, and then clear that out, and there we go. Now we got our pretty animated weather card. Once you have weather installed, what I'm going to do here with weather is use it to control my lights. Now I do all these with manual YAML automations and binary sensors and stuff. I don't use the GUI very much. So if you have some problems with this is the base. See if you can get it working. If you can't, I'm on Discord. I can help you. It's good. I like helping people. So here is the lights automation. This is the one that I took out before. The one, as you can see, it's deprecated. This is the one that used to use DarkSky in order to do its thing. So let's look at it here. So I just have some pretty stuff in my binary sensor here. It's a template sensor. It's called dark outside, but then I added stuff in here so that it would not function, and so that the original one, so the new one can function. Unique ID. These unique IDs I put in everywhere I can because it helps in the UI. Lovelace Home Assistant. It likes these, and it also keeps you from duplicating things accidentally. Make sure this is a unique random string. Doesn't matter what it is. I use VS Code add-on in order to do my edits. In the VS Code add-on, as Frank designed it, he added the extension. They added the extension to pull in and create UUIDs. This is a UUID, and I use this because it's a random string. So the friendly name was Dark Sky, and here are all the rules. So basically, if the sun was below 5 degrees from the horizon, coming from the sun integration, it just turns on the lights. And if the coverage state is more than 90% cloud cover, it turns on the lights. And then it goes into, well, if the sun angle is less than 10 and it's 40% clouds, less than 12, 50% clouds, less than 15, 80% clouds. And I used all those things to decide when to turn on the lights. I decided that, one, because I don't have the percent cloud cover anymore, and two, because I don't think it really mattered that much. I changed the automation for the MET. And here's what that one looks like. Dark outside. Here, if the sun elevation is less than 5%, it's dark, it doesn't matter, right? Lights should be available then. If it's cloudy, guess what? Let's turn on the lights. It could be dark clouds, it could be light clouds. Worst case, the light comes on a little more than it should. Not a bad thing. But if the sun elevation is less than 15, like it's not midday, and it's partly cloudy, then let's turn on the lights as well. This was kind of set for partner approval factors. My partner likes a lot more light than I do, and depending on how far from the equator you are, this angle will change. I am, I think, 43 north, so this is about good for Wisconsin. So if any of these states come out true, it turns on the lights. Otherwise, it's false. This is a binary sensor. It's either on or off. Now, this is perfectly fine for any automation I need in Home Assistant. I can refer to this, go to this binary sensor. Is it dark outside? And I can tell if it's dark or not. But most of my lights are controlled by Tasmota. And Tasmota uses MQTT. So I have also translated this into an MQTT topic. So let's scroll down. Here is the automation to set the MQTT topic. Initial state on means that the automation is enabled. It does not mean that the output is on or anything. It means that this automation will function as it boots. The alias is MQTT dark switch. The trigger is the binary sensor that we set up before. So this trigger follows a binary sensor. If the binary sensor is on, it triggers this. If the binary sensor is off, it triggers this. The action is, it's because you want the broker to save the state of the light so that if the Tasmota device reboots in the middle, it'll know if it's supposed to be on or off because the broker will tell it. If you don't have this retained too, it won't know, and it'll just go on its own and decide when it wants, and it's all kind of random. Next, the topic is outside command event that you were posting to. What it does is, for the output payload in mine, and you can change these words, you just have to make sure they're consistent throughout all your functions, right? So let's just go with, I'm calling them dark and day. Dark means its lights should be on. Day means the lights don't need to be on. The payload for this MQTT publish event is, first it looks at what the trigger 2 state was as generated by the trigger. So if the trigger 2 state was on, that means it's dark out and the lights should be on. If the trigger 2 state is off, or anything but on, then it'll assume it's day, and the lights won't come on later. Understand? So, group topic in Tasmota, in the Tasmota console, if you type group topic for outside, what it'll do, it'll add a group topic to your device. Now, there's 4, and the current versions of 9.2 or later. Anyway, I've got 9.2 on mine. There are 4 group topics. One group topic is called Tasmotas. That's very handy. You should not delete that one from there. You are adding another group topic to these called, in this case, outside. If you want to know what group topics you have already set, you can just type this into the command prompt in the Tasmota, and it'll tell you what group topics are there. Once you have the group topic set, the lights in this case are controlled by a rule, not directly by a switch. In my example here, the light that I'm showing is a light that works on a PIR. So let's look at this. The original light worked with a switch on GPIO 0 triggering a relay on GPIO 12. I changed GPIO 12 to relay 2, and there is no physical button or even fake button in here for relay 2. When the button GPIO 0 button 1 is pressed, it'll turn on a fake relay. So now let's go through the rules. All right. So on rule 1, what happens is when power 1 comes on, the fake relay, when the fake relay comes on, it turns on power 2. Right? So if this rule is active, anytime it sees that the power 1 fake relay has been enabled, it turns on power 2, which is the real relay, and actually turns the light on. So that gives it a break. So now the only way that light can go on is if this rule is enabled. Now my second rule here, so in rule buffer number 2, when the system boots, do event dark. Event is part of the topic on a Tasmota. So when it sends to that topic, it sends dark or day to event on the Tasmotas. So an event is a special kind of thing. So on system boot, it sets it to dark mode. So it assumes at system boot that the light should be on. If it sees an event day, it turns rule 1 off, disables rule 1, and it turns the power off. If you look at, this is an actual rule within the rule buffer. So if it sees event day, it turns rule 1 off, so that rule 1 here is no longer going to run. And it turns the light off, because otherwise if the light was on, there would be no way for it to turn off. Ask me how I found that out. So event day turns that rule off and turns the light off as well. On event dark, it's another rule buffer right here between on and end on. On event dark, do rule 1 on, turns this rule on, enables it, allows the light to work, turns the power off just because I don't want it to be in some random position. And that's the actual rule that gets stored as rule 2. But I did a backlog on this so that I could do this all in one string for you. So that's why this backlog here refers to this first part of creating rule 2 and turning rule 2 on. A little confusing? I'll be glad to help you on Discord. Hit me up. In this case, and this is a PIR, and due to this rule and all the way the PIRs work, you need to turn the light off at some point. I just put a pulse time on that relay 2 of 5 minutes. Anytime the button is pressed, the PIR is pressed, whatever, the light comes on for 5 minutes and shuts off. Works really well for me. Well, that's my video for today. That's how I make sure my lights come on when it's cloudy or dark or a little cloudy, but are not enabled when it's bright and I don't want to burn electricity. So I also showed you how to do some cool things with the animated weather card. That's very nice too. So, I hope this helped you out. If it did, give me a like. Subscribe. Subscribers are awesome. I have a Patreon link. I have some other links in there if you want to help the channel out. We could use a little help. Buy some things to do some more videos on. Till next time. That's it. Thanks. Bye.